How y'all doing? This is Rob Burnham, ATF Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Retro Land Comments. This time I'm doing another episode of Smallville Reviews. This time I'll review Smallville Season 10, Episode 1, and this is the final season of Smallville that I'll be reviewing. So this will be the series, after I review all this season, it'll be the series finale, and we'll start back next year with something new. But let's get into this review. What happens in this review is Lois finds Clark pretty much laying on the ground dead, with the blue kryptonite in his chest that he got from General Zod. So she pulls the blue kryptonite out and is trying to wake him up, and Clark is in between life and death, and he has a conversation with Jor-El. And throughout the episode we find out that he really wasn't having a conversation, and Jor-El didn't actually save him. Actually, Jonathan Kent is the one to save Clark, and the big reason for this is because at the end of the episode we see Clark talking to Jonathan Kent, and Jonathan Kent telling Clark that he knows that he's good and he knows that he's meant for greater things, even though Clark is kind of reluctant to see the goodness in him because he knows he has the ability to kill now. And Jonathan Kent's trying to convince Clark that that doesn't make who Clark is. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Throughout this episode, we find out that there's clones of Lex Luthor, and one of the clones kidnaps Lois and strings her up like Clark was in the first season on the Scarecrow post, and lights fire around her. So Clark finds out about this, and Clark's able to get to Lois just in time to save her life and to defeat the clone of Lex Luthor. Well, what else has happened is we see Tess, and she is healed from her injuries of last season, and she wakes up in the laboratory where all the Lex's clones are, and she sees Lex's body inside of a tube. The reason these clones are being made is to be able to heal Lex with the clone's body parts, pretty much. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Also, we find out that Darkseid is on his way, and at the end of the episode his essence actually shows up, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Chloe winds up putting Dr. Fate's helmet on and winds up getting hurt. Oliver is captured by somebody and being questioned. But other than that, that's all that really happened. My question for y'all is, now that Darkseid's essence has showed up in the end of the episode, what's going to happen with that? As always, Rob Burnham, ATF Preacher Man R&B, signing out, guys. GG's awesome. It's been an episode of Retro Land Comments. See you next time.